Hey there guys, welcome back to Danganronpa, the End of Hope's Peak Academy Despair Arc, Episode 9. Ah! That is such a long title, holy crap. I lose myself trying to say it, but I'm so glad to be back. I am back home from Texas, I am in my apartment. Hopefully the background noise should be a little bit less crazy. It will be even better the next one of these I record, because on Monday I actually have a new mic coming in. And the new mic is a much more directional mic than the one I've got right now. The one I've got now is somewhat directional, but still, if there's like noise going on in the background, unless I would turn my desk so it would face away from the rest of the room, which frankly I probably should do, but the new one is just better. I'm not going to go into it. It's cool. So yeah, that's coming in Monday. So next time we should have just the pure sonorous voice of my commentary. So. But last episode, oh my god, I'm really digging the Despair arc right now. The Despair arc, it's kind of funny, the Future arc is frustrating me at the moment, but the Despair arc is just so good. The last episode with the confrontation between Nagito and Izuru was exactly what I want in my Danganronpa. And it was so interesting too, because in Danganronpa 2 you see the, finger quotes, first meeting between those two, and just how impressed and excited Nagito is to be talking to Izuru, whereas here, because he hasn't been brainwashed, he sees Izuru as like the ultimate evil, which it's unfair, frankly. I mean, I think Junko is actually specifically trying to cause atrocities, whereas Izuru is just sort of seeing what happens. He's along for the ride, but it comes down to the question of what is more dangerous. The, determined serial killer, or the, absent-minded plague doctor. It's like, okay, the serial killer is actively trying to bring about, destruction at a massive scale, and is absolutely, probably the more dangerous of the two, but the serial killer, is somewhat limited by their own amount of information. Whereas the absent-minded plague doctor may not really be trying to cause damage, but they have access to so much that the loss of life from them will probably be greater. So it's like, and that's not a perfect analogy, because Izuru is absolutely supporting Junko in what she's trying to do, and to a certain degree enabling Junko. Like, in this last episode, Nagito would have just straight up killed Junko. I mean, that's what would have happened. Makuro had been stopped by Peko, and yeah, I mean, Nagito was just completely resolved to, you know what, I have to kill you. That's something that has to happen. So that's what would have occurred. Except, of course, Izuru was there, and Izuru is sort of the trump card that beats every other character in the anime, which is a little bit frustrating. I kind of feel like that's why in the games, Izuru was only a character in the background and never featured prominently in the story, because he does kind of trivialize the rest of the cast. And so having him active does diminish, the other characters to a certain degree. Although at the same time, I think they've handled him very well. That said, you'll be very happy to know I am actually casting this from the Funimation version of this anime, because for a long time, I was giving the one that I bought a chance. I was like, well, let's just see how they'll handle it. I think this is interesting. They may not be, translating absolutely everything, but then last episode, they officially kind of jumped the shark for me. I mean, the last actual episode I cast, where, spoiler alert, if you're only watching the Despair arc for some reason, we had a death of one of our companions from the first game. Even when I say spoiler alert, I still don't completely spoil everything. Oh my gosh, I'm such a blind runner. But yeah, and it's just like, what you needed to understand, it never translated what her death condition was. So I came up with a pretty reasonable guess, I think. A few people made fun of me for it, but yeah, it was just like, based on the information, I came up with a guess that fit the facts I could see, but was completely wrong, but it's because the thing didn't translate the Japanese that was being shown on the wristband. Super frustrating. But that said, let's get into this.